Alright guys, so today is going to be a boring day, and we're like, there's no point in vlogging. However, we realized that a lot of our other videos, when we were full-timing, that people were really interested in was the average day-to-day. So we kind of figured we'd do another one of those today and show you what a day-to-day looks like in the truck camper.
Also,
yeah?
what a day-to-day looks like in Alaska when you're not adventuring. Obviously you see lots of our adventure day-to-days, but
yeah, I feel like that's all we've really been showing. So today, what's on the agenda? Laundry.
and
Lots of it.
Yeah, right now we're filling up our fresh water, so that's we've realized in the truck camper, so this is part of your truck camper side of life, is that we don't use hookups a lot. Like electricity I will, because it's super easy, but it's so much easier when you're moving faster to not have these hookups. So what we've been doing is just filling up our freshwater tank and keeping it full.
It's been working out really well, yeah. We don't know where we're staying tonight, so we need to have the RV ready for dry camping, just in case, you know, or boondocking. So we got laundry, filling up freshwater, grocery shopping. We're just going to show you it all and try, I don't know, like try and make it a little more entertaining as you run the errands with us, because I don't know, you guys like that for some reason.
Yeah, and this is the what we're doing today is kind of how we usually do errands. Well, A, up here in Alaska, and then B, just, I mean, with our truck camper, we seem to like it. We're driving 2 hours. We're getting to Anchorage, which is a bigger town, so things are a little bit more affordable. You can get anything and do anything anywhere up here in Alaska. In any of these towns, they mostly have laundromats or like little markets and stuff like that. So you have basic amenities at almost all these little towns. And then when we're done, we have where I'm looking to go. I don't know exactly where we'll end up, but I'm hoping to get another 2 hours in and get up to like the Matanuska Glacier and camp up there.
Yes.
So it's like
so we'll show you that
hours,
process.
Yeah, do stuff, and then 2 hours, which is not something we would have ever done in a fifth wheel.
Oh my gosh, no. No, we did not run errands in the fifth wheel at all. Yeah, that was the opposite. You'd set up all your full hookup stuff, and then we'd take the truck and we'd go do. So now it's the opposite, and it's been really interesting to just have our home on our back and do what we need to do.
Water tank says full.
Says full, but we always wait. We'll show you. We always wait until it's overflowing. So our freshwater fill is a little different, I feel like, than any other RV. It's on the passenger side, like door side, and yeah, it's weird. So if we did hook up like to the campground water, there is a connection on the other side with the electrical and the sewer, but yeah, this is, it's like if we're filling the freshwater tank, it's just this.
Oh, and we got something really cool to show you. Which I'm gonna pause this to show it to you.
Okay.
Hold on. It is the freshwater fill hose. So it's got a hose connection. It's got a thumb turn so you can stop the water here. It's got the hose to go in there. And then you see this? This is a little cap that has like vents on it. So you stick it in here and it actually locks on. And so that way it holds it, and it is the coolest thing. And so that is for Rec Pro.
But you gotta talk about the Save-A-Drop too.
Yeah, the Save-A-Drop's cool too. It helps us monitor how much water we're putting in, so we can kind of see. For me, it's like we did it once to see how big our tank was, and now I use it to see how fast the water's flowing, really. Because like you see the way it's incrementing. Oh. There you go. So it's full. We'll give it a couple extra seconds, you know. There we go. But just like that, yeah. I honestly, you know, I love this little cap in plastic thing. It is.
Yeah, it makes this so much easier. How many gallons did we put in?
Today we put in 21.2.
Nice.
Probably dropped 0.2 on the ground here, so we say 21. And we have a 35-gallon tank. So,
yeah, I got 36 gallons in there one day. We were really, really dry.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so, all right, water's done. The inside's pretty much done too. There's really not much we have to do to pick up, which is so nice. I kind of just throw everything in the kitchen in the sink, which is just like our little decor, dish soap, utensils, and paper towel. That all gets tossed in there. Same with the bathroom sink. Well, actually, so we have this like 3-tier stand that we got, and it was giving us problems because I was moving it to the shower every time, and then the roads up here are awful, I'm sure you've heard. And so it was, all of our bathroom stuff was just all over the shower. So what we ended up doing was getting those little clear command hooks for like hanging Christmas lights. And so I put them in the back here so you couldn't see them, but so we've command hooked the 3-tier metal basket to the wall, and then we got these cutting boards. It's all we could really find. We might find something different, but it's working right now. So we got these cutting boards and we just shove them in here, and it blocks all of our stuff from moving around. So we've actually had that up for a few weeks now, and it has not fallen, which is really, really nice, because it really sucked to have to pick up all your bathroom stuff after every trip. And then I kind of just throw everything else in here. Our soap, my makeup bag, and our toothbrushes all get thrown in the sink. So that takes like 2 seconds. We take the mirror off in the bathroom actually, because we were a little nervous about how well we secured it. And that gets thrown on the bed, the laundry pile. Yeah, and then we have a few things that we need to find spots for, like the Starlink. It gets moved onto the bed on moving day. It gets moved to the dinette if we're not using it outside, but anyway. And then, yeah, we have the one slide. This is all our gold panning stuff that we have not figured out a spot for yet. But yeah, so our one slide comes in, and we're ready to go. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to move. Just throw things in sinks and on beds, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna bring in the slide, and Jason's packing up the water, and we'll hit the road. Alright, so we just finished at the dump station.
Yeah,
well,
it was a heavily used dump station.
Yeah, but one thing about Alaska that we are noticing is that there are lots of dump stations, which is really nice. So it's been really easy for us to find places to dump and fill fresh water. So it's not like we have to have a campground for that. This was just the city dump station because these sites here don't have hookups. And if you're wondering what campground we were at, it's called Resurrection Campground South.
Yes.
There's also a north. And there's actually quite a few of the city campgrounds along the waterfront here, but you have to book them online.
And there is a mix, like the ones we were at had electric and water.
Right.
The Resurrection campgrounds have electric and water, and I think the rest don't.
They're all just dry camping?
Just full dry camping.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, if you need the full hookups, we saw KOA further in, coming in. I think there's a private campground like 2 miles down the coast. So there's still some private campgrounds here if you still need like the full hookups. So what's next? What are we doing? We're not going to grocery shop here. We already talked about that.
No, we're going to make it to Anchorage. So we have a 2-hour drive to Anchorage.
Yeah.
Here, beautiful drive, luckily.
Our favorite drive so far, or my favorite drive in Alaska.
Yeah.
It's the Seward Highway.
And then we are going to stop at a laundromat first, I think.
That's right.
And the laundromat is one we stopped on the way down, and it's actually kind of smaller, but it was really clean and cheap. It's probably the cheapest laundromat we've had so far.
So we'll talk to you more about laundry and what we've experienced in Alaska once we get there. time guess that smell in your RV? We certainly were, and that's why we created Tank Tune-Up. We created this holding tank treatment with a dual action formula that not only breaks down waste, but eliminates odors. Our formula doesn't have fillers or artificial fragrances that honestly sometimes make the odors worse. Tank Tune-Up is so easy to use, just simply scoop it, rinse it, and forget it. Whether you're hitting the road for a weekend getaway or living the full-time RV lifestyle, Tank Tune-Up makes odors a thing of the past. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get yours today. And if you want to learn more about our product, check out our full video on it. Alright, so we did laundry and we grabbed some dinner at the Thai place right next door, which was super convenient. So that way we weren't going grocery shopping starving. But we're actually at Fred Meyer right now, and Jason and I decided to tag team the rest of the chores. Just because it is getting later, it's so easy for us to kind of lose track of time up here because the sun feels like it never goes down, and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it's really easy for us to lose track of time, and then next thing you know, it's like, I'm so hungry, and it's 10 o'clock at night, or it's like, oh man, I'm really tired, we should go to bed, and it's like midnight already, or it's weird, but we really like it. Anyway, so doing laundry up here is pretty much doing laundry like how we were full-time, because we didn't have a washer and dryer in our rig. Obviously we don't have a washer and dryer in this rig, so our process is just to go to laundromats. However, we are going to laundromats a lot more frequently. This again was like our biggest laundry day just because we waited. The laundromats up here are a bit more expensive, and maybe it's because we've been off the road for a bit and we just didn't really recognize that prices were increasing. This place that we found in Anchorage is $3 to wash in like those industrial looking ones. I used to know the brand of them and I forgot, but we like those machine types because they just work, and I feel like they actually wash our clothes really well. And then it's like $0.25 per 4 minutes to dry. And on the way up here, like even through Canada and then other places throughout Alaska, we're seeing prices just to wash for like $4, $5, $6. So we were really thrilled when we found this place, and we knew, okay, we'll have to hit up this place the few times that we passed through Anchorage, which we have. So it's been good. So now when we're done, there's certain clothes that I don't like to put in the dryer, which is what I'm doing now. So like certain jeans and certain shirts, I hang them and I put them in the bathroom, and we turn the dehumidifier on, and it works really, really well. And we did that when we were full-timing. I don't know, it feels like a trick or a secret, or not a secret, but you know, like a little tip to give you, but maybe you already know about it. So the dehumidifiers are great for drying your clothes in a pinch. And then what else? I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's really all there is to know about laundry. I feel like a lot of people, you know, who are researching the lifestyle get overwhelmed, and they're like, how do you do your laundry? And of course you can have a washer and dryer in your rig, which is great, but if you aren't gonna pay for that, or you aren't gonna be at full hookup sites, because you do need full hookups when you do your laundry on the road. You don't want to be filling your gray tanks with, you know, after a load or two at the most of laundry. If you're trying to dry camp or boondock, you can't really do laundry in your rig. It's pretty simple, really easy. If you've never been to a laundromat before and you're like thinking about hitting the road and you're nervous to use them, like just go use one in your hometown first, you know, go do one small load, get a feeling, get a vibe for it, and you'll figure it out pretty quickly. It's laundry. And then yeah, groceries have been more expensive up here as well. I just feel like everything's a little bit more expensive. So yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any other tips or tricks, but I guess the last thing is I used to use Tide Pods, and a lot of these laundromats use like the front load washers, and if you try and put a Tide Pod like in the top, it won't get everything out of it. Like it kind of just half disintegrates and you're left with like this gooey blob. So if you're using like a front load washer and you have Tide Pods, you need to throw those in the wash, and we actually would throw them in first then put our clothes in, because I did have a couple instances where I'd put my clothes in and I'd put the Tide Pod in there, and the same thing would happen. Like, it would just kind of disintegrate and get a little gooey, and then I'd have like 2 or 3 pieces of clothing that just had this like not dissolved Tide Pod goo on it. So we've actually switched to, it's called Earth Breeze. And honestly, we got them, they're just little sheets and they disintegrate really well. We tested it before we left, but it's literally just like sheets. And so like 1 sheet is a load, and they've worked out really well. And I actually do, you can rip them apart. So if you don't need a whole sheet, you can rip it in half and save 1 half, use the other half. So I've been ripping the sheets up, putting them in like the top load soap area, and I always kind of take a peek to make sure, but like when the water rushes through, it gets all of it. It completely dissolves, completely disintegrates. I don't have that issue where I'm getting like little goo spots from the soap on my clothes anymore. So we're actually going to be switching to these like completely at our house too. They've worked out really well for us up here. The only reason we got them for the truck camper is because like this is the packaging and this is 60 loads of laundry, and the Tide Pods, you know, they come in like those big containers. So we didn't want to bring that huge container. We were really trying to like save space. I'm going to continue putting the clothes away and at least laying them out. I like to at the very least lay them out before we get to our destination and put them away, because if we leave them all crumpled up, then you got wrinkly clothes and nobody likes that. Oh, I see you got a shovel there.
You know, just didn't like breaking my back as much with the little guy, so.
New shovel for mining?
Yeah, new mining shovel. I got 2 of them actually.
Oh, good. I could shovel
so
too.
So we got a small one, a medium one, and a big one now.
No, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So when I was putting the laundry away, I was telling them that things have been more expensive, like laundry and groceries and everything. But since we're at the gas station, how do you feel about gas prices?
Gas prices are a mixed bag.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like here in Anchorage, I've seen prices as high as $4.29 a gallon of diesel right now, which is relatively high. I think anything higher than 4 is where I start to
balk.
Yeah. But right now at this Fred Meyer, it's $3.83. So, you know, there could be like dollar swings, and that's just here in Anchorage.
Yeah.
The further out, of course, the further out of town you go, or the places where there's only one gas station, like I think on the Turnagain Arm, like in Girdwood.
Yeah.
There's one like major gas station there, and for diesel it was like $5.09. So it is definitely a supply and demand type of thing, and then you got to factor in the fuel costs for moving the diesel to the location.
Yeah.
So while I think Alaska has a lot of oil, I don't know if they have any refineries up here. I think they used to have a couple, but I think they might have shut them down. So they actually have to take that crude oil, ship it down to the States, probably California. I don't know. There's refineries everywhere, but I know there's a bunch in California, and then ship it back up. So it's still expensive to get it, but yeah. So anyway, lots of money, lots of things. We've spent a lot of money on fuel just because you drive long distances. And then don't even get me started on Canada. Like some of the provinces use liters per, or like dollars per liters, and some use cents per liter. So it was like, oh, you're being charged like 137.7, and I was like, is it what is this?
Yeah.
I was like, should I not get gas here?
Yeah.
And it took a little bit of research, but that's, yeah. So, all in all, it's expensive.
Agree that one of the worst feelings in the world is when you're ready to go to bed and it's not made and you have a giant pile of laundry on it. What time is it?
It's 10:55. Sunset is in 20 minutes.
Perfect.
And we just got to our boondocking site.
Yeah, so this is like our first time actually.
She's already ripped it open.
Yeah.
Hey.
Come on. Give it a rest. No. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like this is our first time actually boondocking.
She's thirsty after ripping a brand new toy apart.
It's hard work.
It's done.
It's hard work. So yeah, I feel like this is our first like official boondocking. I mean, maybe even in the truck camper then, right?
Yeah.
Which is weird. And, you know, to clarify, I don't mean dry camping, like camping without hookups. I mean, like, not even in a national forest or whatever, like a designated spot. So
right. More like dispersed camping kind of thing, where
which
there's not specific sites.
Kind of weird, because I thought we'd be doing that way more in Alaska. I feel like everybody talks about like, oh, you boondock and you pull over in all the turnouts and you can sleep in any turnout anywhere. And I don't know, I'm not seeing that very often, so then I'm not comfortable doing it. And plus, like, sleeping in a turnout right next to the highway doesn't sound appealing to me when there's all these beautiful national forest sites out here.
Right.
I would rather contribute to the national forests to upkeep these like amazing spots than just like sleep on the side of the road. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
That's just how we feel. But if you do need to be doing more free camping up here, like the options are absolutely up here.
Yeah, we saw a couple of like paid campgrounds, and then I did see people along at like some of like the really nice sites where it was like a turnout, but then there was like a tucked in site.
Yeah, there's some good little hidden gems out here.
But overall, I mean, those spots they were taken as we were driving by. Which, to be fair, we were driving by at like between 8 and 10, so makes sense.
Right. I don't really know. I'm trying to think like. This is kind of what a typical, like, refuel, replenish, clean day looks like. And frankly, it's not over for us. Normally, they don't go this late for us. We just kind of got a later start.
Right, yeah, which is
totally fine.
Right. We weren't trying to rush out this morning, even though we knew we had to do this. It was like, the late sun really helps you push things back and delay.
Exactly. So the only other things we really have to do tonight is walk the dog and put the laundry away and make the bed. Seems like a big task to do right now, but that's okay. Anything else?
No, just a typical day.
Just a typical day.